Hi, everybody. It's Thursday, the 30th of November, um, 11:39 Israel time in the morning. I just want to bring you an update. There's nothing, well, I mean, things are happening, things are not happening. I'll just give you the update. You decide how significant it is. The ceasefire continues. Um, the last tranche was delivered yesterday, and the next tranche is supposed to be delivered today. So at this rate, we're talking about 10 hostages, well, let me just finish. 10 hostages a day. If per day there's approximately 150 less. We've got 2 weeks of this affair to roll out. I don't think it's going to last that long. It's already starting to get fiddly. A lot now. It's getting to be the last minute, and now they're talking about dead bodies in lieu of actual hostages. It's starting to get a little bit as we might expect, because this game is a zero sum game for them. Once they deliver the end of the hostages, they're fully exposed. So they're not likely to end it that way. They're going to drag it out and probably always keep hostages, and well, for the time being. Anyway, in the meantime, it's continuing, and thank God they're coming back. That's enough. All we need to know. So about the casualties, but I just, with respect to coming back, I do want to point one thing out quite clearly. The testimony that we're receiving from the people who have been released is just out. The outrageous treatment that they were exposed to in captivity is shocking. The barbarism is not behind us yet. It's just we're facing a brutal and vicious enemy. Really something that we haven't seen probably since the I don't know since the Khmer Rouge. I don't have to find any examples. Plenty of examples of this kind of barbarism, but this is right up there. This is right up there, and it's continuing. They're torturing and permanently scarring every one of those captives. But better they should be by us and scarred than by them and be dead. So hopefully it'll continue, and how it ends up, God only knows at this point. But at some point the inevitable is going to have to come. The IDF will continue. They're coordinating with the Americans to try to minimize whatever horrors, civilian horrors, will ensue from trying to flush out the enemy. By the way, this picture is just a picture of some Gazans, trying to get warm around a campfire at night somewhere in the southern half of Gaza. And I just want to point out that while it's chilly and they're trying to warm themselves, they have a fireplace, they have fuel, they have a finjan to make coffee. They've got shoes on. They're not, I'm not saying they're delighted to be there, or it's a school outing camping trip, but they're safe. They're protected. They're not. These people are clearly not sitting outside getting warm under threat of gunfire or death. And that's thanks to the IDF, not thanks to anybody else, not UNRWA, not anybody else. So I just do want to point that out, because I think we all need to be aware of it. And that further on, as the incursion continues and they try to flush out whoever haven't escaped yet, um, they're going to have to be very careful about hurting these people. They followed Israeli orders. They left the north, and we have a clear and distinct obligation not to hurt them, in our efforts to flush the enemy out. And so do those idiots running UNRWA and whatever else is trying to guide these civilians to safety. Don't count on anything from the United Nations worth shit. But that's that's my 2 cents. There was an attack today in Jerusalem. Of course, 3 people were killed on the west side of Jerusalem. We are, after all, at war, and these things are to be expected. The IDF casualties so far, as I understand, are about 65. That's 65 killed since the incursion began, and probably somewhere, it's hard to estimate, between 500 and 650 injured. I'm not, it's not inconsequential or trivial, but it's just not the carnage that people like me feared, because we didn't know how they were going to do it. But they have a plan and they're doing it. It causes widespread destruction to the enemy, but tough shit. Um, so the casualties are somewhat manageable. The most active front, actually, right now is not the northern front, or the Azen front, but from Yemen. and should be firing from Yemen, you know, toward us. And that's thankfully the Americans are protecting us from that as well. But that's a frightening thought. That distance is quite large, over 1,000 kilometers, over 600 miles. So that's pretty much the situation. That'll do it for now. We're going to hope that the hostages keep coming home. We're going to hope that things are stable enough for that to happen. And what happens after that, I suspect the IDF will finish the job. And if not, there'll be some diplomatic imposition of a ceasefire. I don't know. But in the meantime, things are on the upswing. All right, that'll do it for now, ladies and gentlemen. Stay in. Oh, and just one last note: it's getting hot. It's getting hotter all over the world. There was a Friends of the IDF affair in New York recently, yesterday, I believe, and it was actually attacked openly by some pro-Palestine, pro-Hamas people. It's make no mistake, lest anybody be in doubt. This is not anti-Zionism. We're not anti-Semites. We're just anti-Zionists. That's horseshit. That's when you see them coming out in favor of Hamas. You know what I mean? Don't let them don't confuse that barbarism and anti-Semitism with pro-Palestinian rights activism. Okay, and again, I just we have to be aware of this also. You hear these words. My in-laws were militants. Okay, these people are not militants. They're barbarians. They're uh, vicious people. So, I just want to somewhat, I don't know, I guess get that off my chest. Anyway, that'll do it for now, ladies and gentlemen. Stay strong, stay informed, stay in touch, uh, and we'll talk soon. Bye.